101.5 KLOS, Southern California's best rock. It's Melissa and Sal backstage at the annual Mark and Brian Christmas show, and we are joined by Paul Rodgers. Thank you for being with us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, you had your first rehearsal, your only rehearsal yesterday, I guess.
We did. It's a bit of a seat of the pants situation, but we all come in knowing that, and everybody's giving it their best shot, and it sounded amazing. I have to say, having Joe Perry come in and doing one of Aerosmith's songs with him. I practiced it at home, but it's different when you get in front of the band and sing it, It's pretty darned amazing.
Now, do you get nervous at this stage of the game, or is it, anytime there's something new, do you get a little bit nervous?
Probably like you, my dear. I mean, you get a bit of an edge before you go on the air or on stage or anything like that, but you kind of ride that, and it gives you a sort of sharpness for the performance.
Now, I had a question. I read that John Bonham's death had affected you and kind of made you reevaluate things and leave bad company. What is it like playing with Jason now?
Well, John, I love John dearly. I mean, everybody did. He was such a great guy, And I think we lost such a wonderful musician and just a great guy. I mean, that was part of the equation. It wasn't sort of the whole equation or anything. There was a lot of things that went down. But yeah, it's I've worked with Jason before, and he's just, he's totally improved. He was good earlier, He was a great drummer always. I could tell you stories about going around to their house when he was like 11 years old, and he's playing along with the jukebox to like All Right Now and Can't Get Enough of Your Love, and he's like this, and his dad says, okay, right, off to bed, when he gets done. But he's, he's just improved his technique, and he's fabulous now. It's great, yeah.
And yesterday it was interesting watching you work with Jason and directing him, especially. And we're not going to give the songs away, but at the finale, how you wanted him to play the drums and how you worked with the band. I mean, so very much on the fly, doing a lot of this yesterday. Yeah,
there's a great sense of communication between everyone, because everyone's kind of going for it, and it's kind of, this is it. This is your one chance. Get it right, or at least, make it look right. And it's very exciting to do it that way.
Is it tough to step into this role? I mean, I know you did it with Queen, where you're joining another band, and here you are joining a bunch of, musicians from every part of the country and stuff who are in different bands and stuff. Is it tough to slot yourself in?
It's not tough. I mean, it's the same for everybody. We're all in the same boat today, because none of us have really played together as a band before. So we're all there. We've all listened to the songs and, learned our various parts. But it's only when you actually play that it starts to get that cohesion and that gel and becomes a unit. When I joined, worked with Queen, it was a different thing, because they had their own, their own everything really. So I was stepping into a pre-existing setup, if you like. This is kind of like, okay, every man for himself, go for it. And it's kind of different. It's good.
Now, are there egos? Everyone's probably used to being in charge. So when this situation arises, is everyone pretty flexible, or how does that work?
Well, I think, everyone really can do their own thing as long as they do what I tell them,
Of course, right?
I was kidding. No, it's good. We're all watching each other and watching out for each other. It's good.
Okay. Now, I want to, on a different note, I want to know, what is the best Christmas gift you ever got, and what's the best Christmas gift you ever gave?
Ooh, Lord have mercy. The best Christmas present I ever got probably was my wife, Cynthia. Aww. Yes. There she is over there. The best one I ever gave, oh my Lord. I think the hardest one I ever gave was Cynthia said to me, I said, what do you want for Christmas? She said, I don't want anything. I've got everything I need. I said, well, I got to get you something, because I buy her stuff and she makes me take it back and I have to keep the receipt and all that stuff, So she said, you got to paint me a picture. That was the hardest thing. So I broke out the acrylics and I got a big canvas and I thought, what am I going to do? And in the end, I painted something and I quite enjoyed doing it. I have to say, I really enjoyed doing it, and she loved it. So
nude or...
You know what? I'm working up to that, my dear.
Next year.
Next year, maybe, yeah.
And speaking of next year, I know you've got a run of dates, going to tour the UK in the spring. What else do you have going on?
Yeah, I'm touring the UK in the spring. I am working on lots of brand new material right now, and I'd like to make a solo album next year sometime. And what I want to do, I love analog. I want to make it completely an analog album. I want to use tape, please. I love tape because I know what it is. I mean, digital, okay, don't get me started about digital. It's very efficient, but I just don't like the sound of it. But we'll have to go to digital at the last stage, because you kind of do. Mm-hmm. But I want to make it like the old days, to be honest. So yeah, it's just something I want to do.
And speaking of recordings, I understand you participated, or one of the artists who participated in a Paul McCartney tribute album, and we may see in 2011. Is that something you can talk about?
I guess so. They asked me to. I was very honoured to. Because I mean the Beatles have been such a huge influence on like the world in general, me as well. I mean totally. I've often said I still haven't got over the Beatles. They're just so amazing. I think their songwriting, they were just so prolific. It's unworldly, really, how many songs they wrote. So yeah, I was very honoured to sing. What was it I sang? I can't tell you how I feel. My heart is like a wheel. Let me roll it. That one anyway. Yeah.
Band on the run.
Yeah.
Okay, final question, then we'll let you go do what you got to do.
Okay, done.
Your wish for the new year, both personally, professionally, and for the world. So 3 wishes, I guess. Personal wish, professional wish, and then for the whole landscape.
I've got to say, and the answer to all 3 questions is really, love in a peaceful world. I really do wish for that. I wish we could have that, Oh, and I'm getting something here, I can't read that.
New glasses. He would like new reading
Joe
glasses.
Joe Elliott of Def Leppard will play at the Albert Hall.
Right, yeah, that's right. April, right? That's
in April. Yeah. Joe Elliott is coming out with me on the whole tour.
Is that with his band?
He's my special guest with his band.
Ins and outs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Down and outs.
Ins and outs, down and outs.
And it's going to be fantastic. And then Joe Perry is going to join me at the Albert Hall, and we're going to see what we can cook up there. So it's going to be a really nice tour, full of surprises.
Awesome. Well, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you for doing this with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Paul.
Yeah.